Good morning, guys. Listen, you're going to be rich and you're going to make it. I know you're saying, oh my God, not possible. Listen, you're going to be rich and you're going to make it. You're going to have everything that your heart desires. You're going to have what God has for you. And the reason I said that, because somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it. Guys, we're walking around life and we're walking around oppressed, upset, worried, aging, worrying about things that God has already took control of. Listen, if you know who God is, then you know and understand what God said when he said it. He said that it is his heart's desire that all men would be saved. It is his heart desire that we would have an abundance. And that listen, we can't even think about the things that he has for us, right? The things that he has laid up for us. Not even the things he has laid up for us, because he's given us abundance of wealth now. He's given us things now that he would have us to have. But guess what? You won't let your mind go there because you're bogged down with life and with obstacles and with problems and with haters and with things going on in life. So listen, let me be the one to tell you, you're going to be rich. You're going to be wealthy. You're going to be successful. You're going to have your heart's desire. You're going to be what God said you will be. Because why? Because God is God and there's no higher. There's no other. There's no other God before him. If God said it, that settles it. But see, if you don't know who God is, then you can't get your mind to think and to perceive those big dreams, right? If you have a dream in your heart that's too big for you to conceptualize in your own mind, you can't figure out how to figure it out, how to do it, that's God. Those things that you have in your heart, God planted it there. If you have the heart of God, if you're in God, God has given you those thoughts, those desires, but you're scared to think about it. Listen, I know what I'm talking about because I didn't realize that I was scared of money till I realized I was scared of money. Like, I didn't know until I was like, wait a minute. I'm afraid of what money may change and do to my life. And I said, oh no, the devil is a liar. That's why you got to walk into new territories. You got to walk into new places. You got to show your face. You got to show up and show out so that God can do a new work in you. The Bible said God is doing a new work in you. Shall you not recognize it? Shall you not see it? But you can't see it first if you don't see it spiritually, if you don't get the vision. Write the vision, make it plain so that it may not tarry, so who sees it may run with it. Write the vision. Write down your goals. Write down your passions. You are going to be rich. You are going to be wealthy. I got to say it again. Because a lot of times as a teacher, we know that 3 times over you got to say it before people get it. But if you don't put it out there in the atmosphere, it'll never happen. If you keep those goals in your mind and you don't do anything about it, then your goals and stuff are walking around naked. If you don't speak it, it's not going to happen. If you don't put it out there in the earth so that it can be a conscious thought, it is not going to happen. And this is the problem, guys. We sit there and we hold stuff in because we say, oh, don't tell people your goals and dreams because the devil will snatch it. Don't speak on things too quick because people are going to mess it up. Listen, let me tell everybody else, what God has for me is for me, and can't no devil in hell take what God has for me. Can't nobody take what God has with my name on it. So that's a lie that you need to put to the pits of hell. That means that you're giving people authority to speak over your life versus what you say over your life. What I say go because my belief in God is what matters. What God says to me is what matters. What God says about me is what matters. What you speak about me is just for the pits of hell that's going to fall on dry ground, because this is a living seed. You got to start to speak over your life. You got to start speaking victory over your life. And you got to start speaking to the devil and telling him to take those lies that he speak over your life and send it to the pits of hell. Because when people say stuff like, oh, you can't see that you doing this and this is happening, you can't see things ain't going right, you can't see this keep happening, stop speaking over my life. You got to start speaking to the devil. No, I see what God allows me to see, and what God allows is what is for my good and for his glory. So even if I'm going through a storm, I'm coming out on the other side because I'm a child of God. Even if I'm having a hard time, it's that because God is edifying me and building me. And if I'm going through some things that don't seem to change, it's because that God is giving me the opportunity to see it, to be able to change. Because a lot of times we bring it on ourselves. Stop letting people speak over your life. You ain't never gonna be nothing. It ain't never gonna change. It's gonna be a bad day. No. It's gonna be a good day because God woke me up. I'm going to have because that's God's desire for my heart. I'm going to be because God told me that I'm victorious and that's what I'm going to be. You got to start speaking over your own life. You got to start speaking over your own life. We know that the word said, let every man be a liar, but God's word be true, because he's not capable of lying. He's not capable of doing this switch up. So you're going to be rich. You're going to be wealthy. You're going to be what God says that you are, because God said it, and that settles it. You understand what I'm saying? So listen, I had to put it out there because too many people scared to walk around talking about, oh, you delusional. Guess what? The delusional people is the most happiest in the world, because they had the audacity to say, listen, I may be of this world, but I'm not of this world. The way you go about getting things is not the way I'm going to go about getting. I'm going to speak it because that's the God in me. The God in me I say, let there be light. And guess what? There is light. See, you got to get it in your mind first, that you know the power that you hold inside of you, and then be delusional. I'm going to be delusional. Delusional has got me a whole lot of things that people say I couldn't have. Delusional has got me to the place where I did things that shouldn't even make sense. Delusion has actually helped me to come out of a dark place. You understand what I'm saying? When I saw things weren't going nowhere, when I saw things wasn't working out, when I was in a dark place, I began to see myself in a mansion and instead of a shack. And when things was going the worst, I began to see them at their best. You understand what I'm saying? When people say I wouldn't make it, I thought about what God said. When people say I won't gonna be nothing, I thought about what God said. When people say that she can't do this, I thought about what God said I could do. And that's how I became what I am, because I'm all that. And it's not being conceited. It's not being, oh, she think this. It's not she being bragging. No, it's about the fact that I have a right to take up space in this world. I have a right to be where I'm at. And you better start to learn the rights that you have. You better start to take up space. You better start to smile and see things for what they are. Instead of seeing the bad, start to see the good. Watch the good that come your way, because you're going to be rich. You're going to be amazing. You already amazing. You already rich. You just don't know that you're rich. You just don't know that you're walking in your wealthy place. Change your mind so that you can be what God said you can be. Stop letting life get the best of you. It's going to be an amazing day. It's already an amazing day. It's already an amazing life. It's already great because God said it. Start walking around in your delusional state if you need to be, so that you can have what God said you can have. Because when people talked about the woman with the alabaster box that brought the oil, the perfume on Jesus' feet and washed it with her hair, you already know they say it don't take all that. It don't take all that. Why she got to do all that? She could have used a little bit. She could have poured a little bit. But no, she got to be all extravagant and got to break the bottle and then wash Jesus' feet with her hair. She just wanted attention. She just listen, break the box, break the bottle, do all that. Because when you do all that, God got all that for you. See, the only reason a lot of times we don't have all the stuff that God has for us, because we want to inch into it. We want to get a little bit. We want to test God. Well, do God want? Yeah, God wants you to have all of that. Go ahead and break the bottle. And if you got to wash his feet with your hair, if you got to you got to lay down on the floor. You got to lay before God, get in his presence before you can feel it, do it. But I'm telling you right now, I have put it in the atmosphere. I have spoken. I have put it out here so that you can understand you are going to be rich. You are going to be wealthy. You are going to be successful. You're going to have everything God has for you. Now, the ones that's going to be that is going to be the ones that can receive what I'm saying. The ones that it's going to happen for, it's going to be the ones who can think outside the box, who will stop limiting God to their shadow negative thoughts. Those who are going to be the ones who are going to have everything God has for them and will be rich. You're going to be rich. I'm rich. You're rich. We're wealthy. We're going to be successful. We're going to continue to be successful. I put it that way. But you got to be able to see it. Okay, so if it ain't for you, if you can't rock with this message, if you don't get this message, if it sounds dumb to you, it ain't for you. But those who want to go higher, those who want everything God has for them, those who dare to be delusional,